Good morning, guys. I hope you guys are having a fabulous Wednesday. If you are watching this live, if you could just give me a thumbs up, a hi, something when you pop on. I'm going to wait just a second to see if some people get on for a second. And if you are watching this replay, because I'm going to save it, then definitely tell me your biggest takeaways or any questions that you have. Hey, Trisha. Hey, Molly. Okay, so I listened to this amazing podcast this morning, and that's really how I try and start my morning off every morning. I make sure that I get up early enough to at least listen to a 30 to 45 minute podcast every morning, whether it be motivational for my business or whether it's Proverbs 31 Ministries to get my Jesus in. But I've noticed that since I started that, I started it in January, the beginning of this month, it's really changed my whole outlook. So I listened, Mason, please stop. I listened to a podcast this morning, and it really resonated with me because I know that this was something that I was really struggling with at the beginning of the year. And so these are really some ways that you can help increase your sales revenue. I want to go ahead and start this off by saying if you want to make the real money or really, really grow your business, the number one way to do that is sponsoring. But this video isn't about that. We can do another video about sponsoring and how that increases your revenue. But today I want to talk about how there are 3 things that you can do to increase your sales revenue by 30%. Okay? So the first thing, Mason, please stop, honey. The first thing that you can do to increase your sales revenue by 10% is pretty obvious, and that is to increase your customer base by 10%. So if you have 100 customers, you need 10 more customers to increase by 10% and so on. So you need to look at your numbers in your business and decide how many customers you have, regular customers, and you want to increase that number by 10%. And so you may be saying, well, how do I do that? Okay, well, one way to increase your customer base is to have parties and get their contact information, because if you are having parties and you are not getting their contact information, that's just completely wasteful, because you have to have a way to contact them for them to be repeating customers. So that's one way to get new customers. Another way to get new customers is to ask your current customers for referrals. And you ask them for referrals by maybe giving them a freebie when they refer a new customer. Asking them if they know anybody that would be interested in smell goods, asking them for their friends and family. And I mean, you want to ensure to them that you're not going to go spam these people, but really let your customers know that you're trying to grow your business. Another way is living that Scentsy life. And when I say living that Scentsy life, I mean branding yourself. Everywhere you go, you should have something Scentsy. It's on my car. I always have Scentsy on me in my purse. I have catalogs, scent circles. I have a mobile office back there with light bulbs, business supplies, catalogs, all the things, so that there's never a time that I'm going to be going out and about that I don't have Scentsy on me. Because if that's happening to you, you need to ask yourself if you're taking this business seriously. Another way to increase customers is talking about it. If you're not talking about Scentsy in your daily life, you need to be. You should live and breathe Scentsy if you're wanting to make this a real business. And I'm not saying it to throw it down someone's throat, but when someone says you smell good, tell them about washer whiffs. If you work in an office, you should have a Scentsy warmer or a Scentsy Go. If there's a bathroom where you work, you should put a room spray in it with a label. Giving Scentsy as gifts to everyone. You have to increase your customer base. Another way is you can join Facebook groups with things that you're interested in. I'm not saying join every Facebook group on the face of the planet, but if you're really interested in like silhouettes and crickets, and you're really into making those vinyls. You join those groups to build relationships with people. So you're not going to join that group and say, hey, I'm a Scentsy consultant, blah, blah, blah. No, but as you form a relationship with those people, it's going to come up. You comment on people's stuff, not just like it. You're building relationships. So the number one thing to increase your revenue by 30% is to increase your current customer base by 10%. So I repeated that because some of you guys are just coming on. So if you have 100 customers, you need 10 more, and so on. And you always want to be growing your customer base. I think that's something that some people struggle with, and you've really just got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. If you go to a gas station every single day and you know that gas station attendant, hello, mention Scentsy to them. Your kids' teachers, anybody that you come in contact with needs to know that you're the Scentsy lady. You don't have to be salesy to increase your customers, because we sell a product that everyone loves. We make normal products that people use every day better, and you need to believe that. So the second way that you can increase your revenue is to so number 2 is to increase your current customers' purchase by 10%. What I mean by that is all of your customers that you already have, so you're not searching for new customers, you want to increase the amount that they're buying by 10%. And when you think about that, that's so simple, because let's just say a 6-pack of wax. That's something that everybody pretty much sells for the most part. We all try and sell 6-packs of wax. So when you're thinking about 10% more than that, you're talking 30 cents. Come on, y'all. So everybody can sell 30 cents, and it's okay. So when I say you want to increase their purchase price, what I'm saying is upselling. Every single person that's buying a 6-pack of wax, why are we not offering them a 3-pack of bulbs? Because they're using warmers and their bulbs are going to go out. Why aren't we doing that? You need to be offering everyone a bulb. Even if they don't want a 3-pack, one bulb is $2. That's an upsell. That's more than 10%. Okay? So you need to look at what your average purchase price is for your customers. And I know a lot of mine is 6 packs of wax. So I want to increase that by 10%. So all you're doing is upselling. And another way to upsell besides asking for bulbs is pick a product that you're obsessed with. If you're obsessed with washer whiffs, why the hell are you not asking everybody to buy them? Why? Because you're scared? They're already spending money with you. They are already spending money with you. So why are you not upselling them for a product that you love? If you love washer whiffs, that's what you should be upselling with. Yes, you should upsell with bulbs because that's obvious, but pick a product that you love. If you love the counter clean, upsell that dang counter clean because they're already spending money with you. The only reason that you should ever feel bad about trying to upsell something is if you're selling something to your customers that you know they can't afford. If you're talking to a single mom that can barely afford a 6-pack of wax, then no, you shouldn't offer them to buy a diffuser for $130. You need to be asking them to have a party to get it for free or half off. But if they're buying a 6-pack of wax, they're already spending money with you, offer them something else. And when I say offer them, I don't mean, oh, would you like to buy a counter clean with that? No. Share with them why you love the counter clean. You can use it on your stainless steel appliances. You can use it on the counters. It builds a barrier up against things. Whatever it is that you love about washer whiffs. I love washer whiffs because I sprinkle them on my carpet every single time that I vacuum. I use washer whiffs constantly. Like I use the Laundry Love. If you love the Laundry Love, share that with them. And if they're not sold on buying it yet, get them a sample. Sometimes you have to spend a little bit of money to make a little bit of money, and our products are great. So if they are only buying wax, try and upsell them to something else. So if you don't ask, they're not just going to reach out and say, hey, let me try that counter clean, because they may not know if you love it. So pick something that you love and share it like no other. Okay? And the great thing about, and I keep going to washer whiffs because there was a training that said washer whiffs are the gateway drug into Scentsy. And because they're awesome. And the good thing about washer whiffs is they have 2 price points. So if they're really not sure if they're going to like it, get them to get the smaller one that's only $12. And when they're addicted, get them to get the washer whiffs. Got it? Upsell. So if you're upselling by 10%, you're going to increase your revenue. And then lastly, my third point is asking yourself, you want to increase the number of times or how often your current customers order by 10%. So if you notice, there's 3 points and 10% of each. So I'm not just saying, increase your revenue by 30% this random way. I've given you 3 points, and if you increase those by 10%, your revenue will increase by 30%. So when I say increasing the number of times or the amount of times that your current customers order, I am meaning following up. So if you have a customer that only orders once a year, ask yourself why they're only ordering once a year. If you have a customer that orders every 2 months, let's see if we can find a way to get them to order every month, and so on. So each customer is going to be different. And when I'm saying that you need to increase the way that they order or how often they order, you're saying, how do I do that? Follow up. If you are not keeping a system for how often and what your people order, you need to ask yourself what in the hell you're doing. If you are not using the Maven app, how are you following up? Because if you're following up a different way and it's working for you, I need you to share it. Because the Maven app for me is life, because I could never keep up with anything paper pencil. Also, if you look on our workstation, there is a new sales report under the reporting tab, and it gives you people that may be ready to order. Use that. And so I say that to say that if you are not following up, you are doing your customers a disservice, because we need to get those current customers in the habit of continuing to order up, or continuing to order more. So besides following up, another way, besides following up with a text message, you need to ask yourself, are you sending monthly mail outs with samples? Do you have a reason to follow up with those customers? If you're not getting scent of the month, why not? If it's because you can't afford it, fine, but find somebody on our team that is getting scent of the month and buy a bar from them for $6. If you're local to me and you can't afford scent of the month and you want it, come to me. You can buy a bar from me every month. If you can't afford that $35, come to me. If you're local, I'm not going to mail it to you because I'm just not going to go to the post office. I'm going to be real with you. But come to me. I will sell you a bar so that you can do that. If you need the flyers, print them off the workstation. Stop making excuses. You need a reason to follow up. If you're not sending samples out every month, you don't have a reason to follow up with people that haven't bought in a while. Another way to increase your customer buying from you is to build relationships with your customers. That means you can not only reach out to them when you need an order, because if your people feel like the only reason why you're talking to them is for your benefit, they're not going to continue to want to buy from you. And I'm not saying that to be ugly. I'm saying it because that's just real life. If they feel like all you want is their money and that's the only time you talk to them, they're not going to want to keep doing that with you. So you need to build a relationship with them. Do you tell your customers happy birthday? Do you do specials for your customers in a private manner, not on Facebook? Do you know what's going on in their life? Do you tell them that you're praying for them when they ask for prayers on Facebook? Are you commenting on their stuff? Not just liking it. That doesn't do anything. I never look at who's liked my stuff. I don't care. I mean, I do care, but I don't look at who's liked my stuff. I'm looking at who's commenting, and I'm commenting, and you're building a relationship. And that's not being fake. You have to build relationships with your people. Are you telling people about your specials? If you're not sending out emails from your workstation, you need to. If you're not doing mail outs, you need to. If you are not following up, you need to. So that is how you can increase your current customers and how much they buy. Once again, that goes back to upselling. If they're only using wax, you need to ask them how often they're changing their wax. Do they know the cotton ball method? Do they know that they are not supposed to add old cubes to the wax that's already warming? Do they know how... Stop. Do they know how often they should change it? Are they using washer whiffs? I keep going back to that. Think of other products that they could use that may run out faster. Things like that. So I'm going to recap. Sorry for my son in the background. He's insane. I'm going to recap. So ways to increase your revenue in sales, because remember, the number one way to increase your revenue with Scentsy is building your team. Please stop. The first way is to increase your customer base. You need new customers by 10%. If you have 100 customers, you need 10, and so on. That needs to be constant. The second way is to, now I've forgot what I said. The second way is to upsell. Another thing I want to say about upselling or increasing the amount that your customers are already buying from you, you guys don't get upset when your waitress asks you if you want a to-go drink. You don't get upset when your waitress asks you if you want dessert. You don't get upset when you are being given good customer service at a restaurant. You say no and you don't think about it. You're not like, oh my God, I hurt her feelings. No, that's her job, is to ask their people at the table if they can do anything else for them. That's your job. You're in sales, and your job is to take care of your customers. So let them know about products. I know that there's probably so many of us who have walked into a store and someone told us about a buy 5 get 1 free, and you buy it. Duh. Because everybody likes a sale. Women like a sale. Even if I wasn't going in there to look for something like that, if it's buy 3 get $1 off, half the time I'm gonna buy 3 because I'm gonna end up using the product anyway. So you need to know our combine and saves. Also, you need to memorize those combine and saves and really know how people can save money with saving $1 for the 3 packs, buying 5 get 1 free for those, and the warmer specials. Definitely upsell for that. Even if they don't want another warmer, they could put it in their gift closet. And that's one thing that I really stressed to my customers this past year was gifts. Scentsy is an amazing gift, and if you're labeling it, you are getting your name out there, and you tell your customer, hey, when you give this gift, when they want someone to buy from, please give them my name. Your support means the world to me, and I'm going to give you a free bar when they order. And if you're packaging gifts and you're a little bit worried about putting your name on like the outside because you feel like it may look tacky, I've done that. I will label my gifts on the inside of the boxes. So the inside of the bars or the inside of the warmer box and stuff like that, so that they don't feel like they're giving you something and trying to sell you. If it's like a room spray and it's going to stay on the bottle, I'll put a business card in there and write something on the back. And the third way is to increase how much your current customers are ordering. I cannot stress this enough. If you are not keeping in constant contact with your customers, following up with them, you need to. And when I say follow up, that doesn't always mean asking them for a sale. You don't have to ask someone for a sale if they just ordered from you 2 weeks ago. Ask them how they're liking their products. See if they like their scents. If they don't like a scent, offer to switch it out with something you have on hand. If there's a problem with their warmer, fix it. A lot of times, if you don't have a relationship with that customer, something might be wrong and they're scared to tell you. I'm that way. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I don't want to step on anybody's toes. If I ordered something and something was wrong, unless I spent a ton of money, I'm not the type to reach out to them and tell them something's wrong, because that's just not who I am. You're going to find customers that are going to tell you everything that you do wrong, but you may have a customer whose bulb blew out as soon as they plug their warmer in, and they're not going to say anything to you, and they're going to go buy a bulb from Walmart. Their warmer's not going to work as good, and you're not going to even know. So follow up with those people and make sure they're liking their stuff. If you're not sending thank yous after online orders. They paid shipping. You had better be sending them a thank you note and a scent circle, period. Text them, tell them you're thankful. All that different stuff. If you can do all of those things just by 10%, you are going to increase your revenue by 30%. And I say that because I know it. I've done it. I never used to be a 2,000 PRV a month girl. I would put it in my head, I can't do it. And that was me thinking I can't. So I know that from August on, I've had 2,000 PRV a month or more. I've had almost 4,000 PRV a month. I'm not the PRV queen. I'm just not. I mean, I can get Crystal or Faith or some of them to come on here and talk to you about that. But I know that I've increased my revenue because of these 3 things. So, gaining new customers, go back to the beginning if you didn't hear me about how to gain new customers. Increase what your current customers are buying. You need to upsell. Bailey is really good at that. Know your combine and saves, offer bulbs, find a product you love and try and sell it to everyone. And the last one was to increase the number of times your people are ordering. So ask yourself where you are in your business, and I am going to challenge you to really sit down for 10 minutes after you watch this video and tell me on here, on this feed, I want you to come back on here and tell me some things that you are going to do to increase your revenue by 30%. If you have an idea that I didn't say, please share it. That's what this team page is about. I do not know everything. So I want you to, I'm challenging you to ask yourself where you are in this business and come on this feed and tell me what you're doing to increase your sales revenue. I need to know because I need the ideas too. I'm always growing. And as a leader, that is so important. Always, always, always growing your business or you're going to be stagnant. Last thing I'm going to say about increasing sales and why it's so important is because I recruited all my best customers. That is why my PRV sucked from January to July, because I recruited all my best customers. I wasn't increasing my customer base. I was feeling sorry for myself and not doing the work. So stop making excuses. If you don't ask, the answer is always no. Let's go increase those sales and have an amazing 2019. Drop what you're going to do in the comments. Love y'all. Mean it.